Life requires balance. Your physical body, as well as your mind and your spiritual body, needs your attention. This channel is all about healing and growing so that we can evolve and embody the highest versions of ourselves. I would love for you to be a part of this family, so I am giving you some time to subscribe and to hit the notification bell so that you could be notified every time I upload a video. And now that you're officially a part of the Higher Levels family, let's get into today's video. So, I know it's been forever since I've uploaded a video, but I took some time out to upgrade the channel to get a better camera, so we got good camera quality going on. Focus. And I've also taken some time out to do some healing of my own so that I can show up for you guys the best way possible. So today's video is basically going to be a breakdown of what it looks like to let go and to let God. I know at one point in your life you've been going through something and somebody told you, let it go and give it to God, let Him sort it out. But nobody really explains how to do that or what that looks like. So I created steps on how to let go and steps on how to ask God to intervene in our life and to help us. I also created a visualization practice for us to do where I drew a ship and I drew a wheel. Don't come for my drawings, okay? I'm no artist, but I will explain to you further down in the video why exactly your girl sat down and drew a ship and a wheel. Let's get into the steps and how to let go. And step one is admitting to yourself that you need the help. Your heart and your mind needs to be on the same page for this step to work. This step requires you to humble yourself because you are basically admitting to yourself that you cannot do this thing called life on your own. It doesn't matter how smart, how strong, how capable you are, you still need help. I still need help. We still need help. And we gotta put our ego in check because our ego is all about I, me, and we can't do this on our own. So step one is admitting to yourself that you need the help, and step two is deciding what you need to let go of and why. It's important to know what is weighing heavy on your heart and what is holding you back. Ask yourself, what is it that I need to let go of? And when you find the answer to that question, ask yourself, why am I ready to let go? The answer to that question is going to be your safety net. Why do you need a safety net? You need a safety net because you are going to get to the point where that little voice in your head starts asking you, where's the change? Where's the difference? You don't see anything happening. And when you get to that point, you need to remind yourself that in the beginning, everything happens behind the scenes. He doesn't move on our timing. So He's not going to just completely shift everything, right away. He wants you to first trust Him, that He is working on your behalf, and to test your trust. He has to see how you're going to react when things do not work out on your timing. And God's timing is the best timing because He's a God that pays attention to details. It's a full domino effect. So let's get into our visualization practice. So today's visualization practice is to create your own ship with your imagination. And the goal of this practice is to kind of give you an idea of what being a co-creator and making decisions with God looks like. So I'm going to ask you to create your own ship with your imagination, and your ship represents your life. It could be anything that you want. I drew this ship. Your ship is going to look so much better than mine, because I am no artist. I am no artist whatsoever. None. And after you've created your ship, I'm going to ask you to imagine your background, and your background is going to represent how you feel about your life. So if you're really happy, you have a nice sunset, you got birds flying in the sky, and if you haven't been in a really good mood lately, maybe you got gloomy skies, a thunderstorm on the way, however you've been feeling about your life lately, I want you to have a visual picture, a visual idea of how you've been feeling and what you think your life looks like in the representation of a ship. Okay, so once you've created your ship and your background, I want you to imagine that there are 2 seats on your ship. Just 2. And this is where all the decision making happens. There's going to be one seat that has a label that says Creator, and this is where God operates from. This is where He takes the wheel, hence the fact that I drew a wheel. So okay, let me back up real quick. You're gonna imagine that there are 2 seats and 1 wheel. So I forgot to put that in the picture. 2 seats, 1 wheel. On one of the seats, there's going to be a label that says Creator, and this is where God operates from. Then there's going to be another seat that says Co-Creator, and this is where you operate from. So if you've been the only person making decisions in your life, if you've been the only one trying to figure out what you're doing and how to do it, that means you have been the only person that has been touching this wheel. Now that we are asking God to intervene in our life, and that's going to be the next steps that we're going to go over, we are going to need to give up some control of this wheel. This whole process is big on faith, and is just trusting that God got us. He got us. And now we are going to go over the steps of asking God to intervene in our life. And step 1 is giving God permission. If we've been the only person with our hands on the wheel, we have to let God know that we're willing to step back. We're willing to step back and let Him work His magic, because He knows if you turn your wheel a little to the right, if you're going to sail right into a thunderstorm, or He knows if you steer your ship a little to the left, if you're going to hit an iceberg. Like, He knows what is ahead of you. He knows everything that you don't know. He sees everything that you can't see. So having Him as a captain is like having your own little superpower that protects you and steers you in the right direction. So we need to give Him permission, because we all have the gift of free will, and we have to let Him know that we give Him the permission to come and tell us where to go next, because we don't know. We don't have a clue, but He does. Step 2 is to vent and let it all out. This is your opportunity to communicate with God. And step 3 is to live your life like you know that your prayers have been heard and they have been answered. 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 12 says, "For the eyes of the Lord are on the righteous, and His ears are attentive to their prayers." And John chapter 5 verse 15 says, and if we know that he hears us, whatever we ask, we know that we have what we ask of him. And these are just scriptures to confirm that whatever you spoke to God about, he heard you, and he dropped everything that he was doing, and he took the time out to hear and listen to you and to send you good energy. Okay guys, so the last step 4, is to keep your hands off the steering wheel. Keep your hands off the steering wheel. When you get to compare where you've been before you decided to trust God and where he took you after you made that decision, you're gonna be like, no regrets. And I want that for you guys. So I really hope that this video has been beneficial in any way. I hope that anything I said will be life-changing for you guys, and you'll be able to apply it to your own life. Much love and namaste. May peace forever be with you.